Hey folks, Silveus here in the exact same location I ended the last video like 4 seconds ago. We are still in Beregar Pickle Nuts, something like that. I kind of don't remember what this is. This time I'm exploring, I guess, what's the Dwarf caves. Can I just not go through that door? Seriously? Was this locked? Okay. Yeah, so this time I'm exploring, I guess, what's the Dwarf caves. I seem to have partially explored some of these in the past, but... Wow. I remember getting killed by dwarf guards in the past, and being like, wow, they're so strong. Also being like, why does Tibia name its, most powerful soldiers as guards? Like, dwarf guards, minotaur guards, lizard high guards. I should probably have, dropped off stuff. Screw it. You know, who cares? I just got an email. Or a text message. Or somebody is using my phone to make a bomb. One of those. Dwarf guard. Alright, I am going to go into the city and sell my stuff. So I'm going to pause right here so that you guys don't have to watch that. And I'll come back to this location. By the two, cart. Alright, folks. I'm back. That took exceptionally longer than I think it needed to. Also, it seems like there was a floor reset, so the little bit of bolts that I left behind are gone. Yeah, I hate Dwarf Geomancers. I have, a bad history of Dwarf Geomancers. Yeah, it turns out there is not a shop that you can sell to inside of this city, Beregar. So after walking all around Beregar and, searching every nook and cranny, I was like, well then. Time to go back to Yalahar. So yeah, it took way longer than I wanted it to. Then I figured on the way back I might as well, kill that warlock a couple of times. I got a little sidetracked. Anyway, as for my my hatred of Dwarf Geomancers, I did it's called the Dwarf Circle Room or something like that quest. Also known as the, oh, jeez, come on. The Dwarf Axe quest. I think it's the only place you can get a Dwarf Axe from. Anyway, it's basically just a mass of Dwarf Geomancers. And they all spawn incredibly quickly. So I went to go do it after I was a significantly high level, so it shouldn't have been remotely difficult for me. And I brought 20 enchanted spears. And by the time I was halfway to where the quest rewards were, I was down to 5 enchanted spears. So I was like, you know what, I'm going for it. So I went for it, and eventually got the quest. But on the way out, my last spear broke, so I kind of just had to run through a mass of Dwarf Geomancers and Dwarf Guards. And I actually got blocked in at one point and had to kill a Dwarf Guard by chugging mana potions while the Geomancers just kept hitting me and draining my mana, and then divine strike my way through a a Dwarf Guard. It was a disaster. It's supposed to be enchanted spears have a 5% chance of breaking or something like that. Something really low. And they just broke instantly for me. It was the worst set of luck I think I've ever seen. And I have some amazingly poor luck. I think I'm going to only focus on killing the Dwarf Guards and maybe the soldiers from now on. I'm just gonna ignore the regular dwarfs. Which might bite me, but whatever. But when I go down one of these these hallways and it's oh, demon! Ah, serpent spawn! And then I've got a mass of dwarves just standing behind me, blocking my way. Whoops. Geomancer, dead. Guard. As a slight reason why maybe I should consider killing these two, it's sort of hard to pick out the priority target on my battle window when there's multiple things moving around. On a side note, I was gonna kind of show off this city. Oh, Jesus, I did not mean to do that. I was gonna show off the city and explore the city, but the city has nothing in it, and I think it's probably better for me to check on my own and realize that there's nothing of value inside of a place, rather than record it for 5 minutes and be well then, that was a whole bunch of nothing. All right. Sculpting time. Oh wait, those are worth like 3k. Just for the record. 3k just immediately disintegrated in my life. Man, all these blank runes, I can kind of make like nothing with them. Also, none of these Geomancers are draining my mana. Look at that, I have almost full mana. Also, on the way back, I leveled up on one of the Liches, so I'm level 92 now. Don't know if anybody saw that. I guess they wouldn't see that. Yeah. There's no way for you to see that, so I guess nobody saw that. Oh, shiny stones are kind of cool. Use a pick on a shiny stone. Right? That's a shiny stone. Bam! You see a shiny stone. Something precious might be sealed within it. Yeah, so use a pick on it, and there's a chance that you either get a gold coin, a platinum coin, a small diamond, or a crystal coin. Okay, I should probably use an actual pick. I got a platinum coin. Blah! In all of my attempts, I've only ever gotten one crystal coin. And I've done enough. There's like a achievement. If you use enough of those, you get an achievement. And I got the achievement. So I have actually opened up a fair bit of them. But I only ever got one crystal coin. That said, small diamonds are pretty common. And when I was buying them off of the market, small diamonds were basically about the same price as I was just paying for the thing. So I was like breaking even every time, unless I was getting too many... Well, I did get a couple of gold coins too, but unless I was getting too many platinums. But yeah, that one crystal coin then immediately made it all worthwhile. If the buy orders or the sell orders for those weren't all like jokingly high. Like I was paying like 400, I think, for them, and then the people offering to sell them were like, yeah, offered to sell one, 4K. Are you insane, buddy? So yeah, if the people who were putting them up as like actual orders weren't joking with their prices, I would definitely just buy all of them that I could at like 400, maybe 500 GP a pop, and then probably come out on top because of the who's-a-watchits and the whatchamahootsits. I'm full. I can't eat that pear. I'm full of baloney. Bologna. Go right first. So far all I'm finding in this place is dwarves of all kinds and stone golems. I have to get better at prioritizing the... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. There we go. Ah, jeez. Yeah, alright. As I was saying, I have to get better at prioritizing the Geomancers a little bit. Anything that can damage me at range kind of needs to go first. Most of the time. Not always. There's definitely circumstances where that's not true, just for the record. 1 point of damage that I needed to do to kill him. It's crap. Crap on a stick. Iron ore. What a bore. I went to the shore. I'm sure there is another word that rhymes with this, but I'm not going to say it. But somebody else can. Sick dead. I don't know if people still hunt dwarves. Dwarves used to be like some prime hunting. I don't know if they still are. Because there's so many new monsters and new hunting places. But I'm surprised, well, I was going to say I'm surprised that you don't see anybody here, but I was also kind of forgetting that you have to do a kind of annoying quest to get here in the first place, so I suppose it's not entirely unreasonable that nobody would want to do that just to hunt dwarves. Also, the presence of large amounts of dwarf geomancers. Sort of, yeah, 4 HP. Up yours. Yeah, the presence of a large amount of Geomancers kind of make this so that anybody who would get good EXP off of dwarves probably can't safely hunt here. And anybody who can safely deal with dwarf geomancers probably doesn't want to hunt dwarves. I know I don't. I'm like barely thinking as I'm doing this. You can tell I'm barely thinking because I consistently forget that the dwarf geomancers are things that exist. Also, I don't know if geomancers can drop anything cool, but it would be kind of cool if they, you know, did. I'll hit that on the way back. It'll be a surprise on the way out. Oh, I forgot to reload my arrows. Ba-da-ba-doop, ba-doo-ba-doop, boo-boo. Dwarf guard. I think there may have been a like a quest item in here. I think, maybe, sort of, kind of, sort of. This seems like the place that there would have been a quest item, but I could be entirely wrong, and I often am. Oh, for the love of Pete! How many times did I hit him before he died? Yeah, I think you're using the skeleton. Yep. Quest item there. You have to do all the annoying quests, though, to be able to get it. You also have to do another quest to be able to get into this area in the first place, just for the record. So after you go through the quest to get to Beregar, again, whatever it is, you have to do another quest to be able to open up and go through this path. Well, by golly gee whiz, look at that. There ain't nothing there. Ain't nothing there, nothing at all. Ain't nothing there, nothing at all. What if I told you my videos like we did see cowboy hillbilly accent? I'm not going to, though. That would be terrible. I think my my natural voice, because this is in fact my natural voice, by the way. I'm not like acting here. I think my natural voice is kind of annoying enough, so I see no reason to make that worse. I'm particularly bad right now because my nose is all stuffed up from allergies. So I sound a little bit more nasally than I would normally. Dwarf Geomancer. Battle shield. Battle shield. I guess I'll take that. I can always throw that on the floor later on. You guys aren't worth the cost of arrows, so I won't kill your sad existence. Sulfurous stones could be sold to some guy after you do a whole bunch of quests or something like that, so I don't bother with them. Oh, I meant to move the mouse down a little bit before I clicked on him, and that was not a successful attempt. It's a dwarf geomancer, and now it's a dead dwarf. I'm running into a minecart, and I really need to stop doing that. I don't know if these coats are worth anything. Hoping they are, but I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't. Not gonna bother with soldiers. We'll bother with the guard. Oh, come on. Yay. Mr. Guard didn't drop anything, so I don't have to bother with looting his body. Alright, so that would be the Eastern Mines. I don't know why I went with the East first, but East first it was. Can I do a quest to talk here? Okay, this wants me to bring him Dwarven Ale. I'm gonna pause and check that real quick. Grumber is his name. One sec. Well, folks, here's what I'm gonna do. I have to go to Venor to get him Dwarven Ale so that he'll open up that door. So I'm gonna go to Venor and get him Dwarven Ale. So that's gonna take a while, so I will, of course, you know, not make you watch. So I'll pause again and come back later. Okay, people, once again, turned out I needed to do a second quest to be able to do the first quest. So finally, though, I can open up that door. Hurrah. Also, apparently there is a like minor quest reward somewhere in here for giving that guy the stuff, and it is a semi-rare rusted armor. So probably nothing, but we'll go for it. I got mana drained. I looted a skull staff off of the warlock on the way back, which was kind of sick. First time I've ever looted a skull staff from anything. It's also one of the stupid soldiers, whatever. It's one of the first places that I think that had a second floor in this area. Soldier helmet. I don't know if people remember, but that was like the starting helmet for most people. It still is the starting helmet because, you know, they give you one. At least they give knights one. Found a mana potion. Sick. It used to be, though, the first thing that you would purchase when reaching the mainland. Yet you're that, and you do the quest in Thace for the scale mail. No, the Geomancer. There we go. Yeah, you do the quest for the scale mail. Probably do the quest for the dark shield if you could, too. Otherwise, you'd buy a dwarven shield, possibly buy scale mail, most likely buy plate. Normal leather boots for the longest time. I think you can get fur boots these days, though, which have a little bit higher defense, but I think they reduce your movement speed by like 6, I think it is. Legs would be plate legs. You might get brass, but it was most likely plate. The next step up being like blue legs or knight legs were way more expensive than plate. Weapons were all over the board. If you get to Edron, you'd buy like the clerical mace and the barbarian axe. Otherwise, like maybe a dwarven axe. You might pick up a warhammer. Not a lot of people use clubs though, so I mean it's kind of hard to say what club users would use. Maybe a warhammer, skull staff. Well, no, you wouldn't be able to afford a skull staff anytime. But yeah, like legitimately a warhammer might be something that you would save up for and buy because they were only around like 4K. Let's see, what else would you get? Dragon hammer, that was it. Dragon hammer would be the first like real club weapon you would buy. Nope, Geomancer. Oh, I've been hit. I don't think the Geomancers actually drop anything remotely worthwhile at this point. I guess that would be it for clubs. Eventually you would save up for the skull staff, I guess. And that's basically it. Axe users would get a knight axe, then eventually they would grab a fire axe, I think. Dragon lance would be your two-handed melee weapon of choice for most axe users. You might pick up a dwarven axe in between the knight axe. Sword users would get, because the Crimson sword didn't exist back then. So sword users would probably pick up like a serpent sword and then eventually go to a fire sword. Good old fire sword. They could also pick up a spike sword though instead of the serpent sword. Could potentially do the quest for the spike sword. I mean, all you really need to do is grab a stealth ring, and it's kind of easy. Geomancer. There we go. No more Geomancer. This hallway has way more. Ooh, out of arrows. Has way more dwarves and is like vastly denser, but it has a much larger grouping of soldiers, which is kind of a shame. Let's see, though. I guess you would keep the fire sword basically until the end. Fire sword all the way. And your two-hander would be a giant sword. Armor-wise, I mean, you would eventually go knight, and then crown, and then golden. And then maybe you'd skip over golden, maybe you wouldn't. Eventually, though, you go... I mean, armor's kind of self-explanatory. Eventually, you end up with magic plate armor. Shields, though, you would probably go from Dwarven to either Guardian or Dragon, depending on which was cheaper and what you had access to. And then if you were poor, you would probably pick up a Tower Shield. Otherwise, you would pick up a Crown. And then after that, it was kind of like, can you afford the next... Oh, jeez. Yeah, after a Crown, it was kind of like, could you grab a Medusa? Well, I think Medusa's shields were a lot more uncommon back in the day. Because, whatchamacallits did not exist. Hydras. Yay, rusty armor. Woo! Should have brought a rust remover. Knowing that I would pick that item up here. But whatever. Anyway, let's see here. You would grab, you might skip Medusa and go straight to Vampire Shield. Mages would usually take Demon and stay there, and then Knights would eventually take, get Mastermind Shields. I don't think there's any intermediary steps there. Boots of Haste eventually. I guess Knights would use, Steel Boots. And then there was nothing else. It seems like my, greater ethereal spear has reduced range. Not really happy about that. Not really happy about that. Well, side note, not that I'm going to do it right away, but eventually I'm going to do the Annihilator quest, which is crazy. That was like, that quest was the boss of the game when I started to play. It was the highest, most powerful thing you could do, the Annihilator quest. And I'm 8 levels away from being able to do it. Technically being able to do it. I'll probably die if I try it at level 100 exactly. Also, I should probably get some experience fighting demons before I go in there. I should also probably consider like watching a video of a paladin doing it so that I kind of have an idea of what to expect. Dwarf guard dead. Dwarf guard dead. He got shot in the head. That one did not get shot in the head. That one probably got shot in the knee, would be my guess, if I had to. I'm so happy that I'm using a crossbow, now that I can make that really lame joke. Oh, I'm sorry, a bow over a crossbow. That way I can make that really lame joke. I shot that guy in the knee. Actually, these guys all used to be adventurers, but they had already gotten shot in the knee, is the deal. My bad. Because they're guards. Oh. On a side note, I gotta start wrapping this up a little bit, because it's getting close to server save. This cave, yeah, I mean, these caves basically are just dwarf caves. I mean, I guess I'll still shoot through the other ones, but I can't imagine there's going to be anything new and unique in there. It's just going to be a series of straight paths that turn every now and then. Ooh, I do appreciate straight, like, line, linear paths, though, as opposed to the annoying crap hole that is, like, most caves of just random curves. Oh, I guess this is the guy that dropped the expensive things. There we go. Okay, I thought it said one pair. I thought it said peril. Peril? Pearl? However that word. God. You know what sucks? I do a lot of reading, like, you know, books and, like, articles and things like that. Which is all fine and dandy, right? Don't get me wrong. But I am frequently introduced to new words via text. And, Dwarven Shield. Text is a really, really poor way to figure out how to pronounce a word. So I am frequently, like, unable to confidently say I know how to pronounce words. and then I end up like guessing and doing it incorrectly. Or what happens is I just never am confident that I'm saying it correctly, and I'm always like, wait, is that right? Or what about that? What about that? What about that? The moral of the story is I'm an idiot. Dwarf guard that. Okay. I'm kind of injured. Also, kind of had like close to full mana. Oh, hey, look, Fire Devil, something new. That's kind of cool. One Fire Devil in the corner of a room. For a second there, I was like, oh, cool, new enemies. Nope. Nope. Not at all. Alright, let's use this to make things go a little bit faster, I guess. Alright, guys, kill them better. Seriously, leather boots? Leather boots? You're a dwarf guard, and all I got from you is leather boots? I'm not even going to pick up that battle shield. It's baloney. Bam, that guy's dead. Bam, that guy's dead. Ugh. What a pile of crap. Kill him. Kill him. Piercing bolt. Kill him. Carlin sword. Carlin sword reminds me of my days on Tibia. I had a Rook character way back when. He was like level 20. Katana, copper shield, Legion helmet. I had all the best stuff that you could get on Rook. No Sword of Fury though, because you know that's not real. Dawnport is nice because it lets you get off Ricard like super duper fast, but it's kind of boring. Ancient Stone, what is that? I think Ancient Stones aren't worth anything, so I'm not going to bother with it. I think Dwarf Geomancers are annoying, so I'm going to shoot arrows into its face. Geomancer Staff. Put it in the wrong box. Yay. Looks like I'm going to have to make this video into 2 parts, since this mine is semi-large, and also since server save is in 15 minutes. Whoops. Well, you know, what can you do? You can kill that guy, though. Bam, he's dead now. Bam, this is a dead end. Alright, yep, well, that's that. Once I get back to the city proper is when I'll end the video. For now, though, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. I gotta start, like, randomly throwing that in the middle and not just when I'm leaving. I really do, though, appreciate when people comment, I think, is my favorite. I mean, likes are a really nice metric and also probably help me get views. Because, I mean, I know, like, I'm way more inclined to watch a video when it already has some views as opposed to, you know, nothing. Same with likes. But, yeah, I think comments are my favorite because they allow me to respond. I pretty much respond to all comments. I guess I gotta go down this hallway real quick. So yeah, I appreciate comments. Gives me an opportunity to like respond and actually like gives me usable information. Like if you comment and you're like, oh, it'd be really cool if you did this, I can try to do that. Alright, let's see what's down here. Is it dead? Dead end. Alright. Well, you know, whatever. So we still have the west and the north pathways to get, but we'll do them in a second video at some point. To be fair, though, there's just going to be more dwarves, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, people. This is the Beragar, Gibberlish. And after that, I also have Pythagoras, or Pythoras's something, the Rotten's treasure room as a final video. But that's later. I can't actually do that quest, by the way. But I'll hunt the dragon lords that are there. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys.